there and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at the AT Pro and we're going to talk about chatter that you get in the field with the AT Pro. Just a bit like the birds today, there's lots of birds just came round, including that one. So one of the main reasons is the connector at the back of your box sometimes comes loose just when you're using it every day, and when you get that loose connection at the back of your battery box you can sometimes get that chatter. So the best thing to do is when you go out, check every time when you go out and tighten up that connection to the back of your AT Pro. Just a little trick, you can put a bit of light glue just to the top of that connection and that will just hold it in place a wee bit better. Now obviously there's another connection which goes to your coil, and again that can be the same. Sometimes your coil cable, it's made of metal as well, and it'll shake about and give you a false reading. What I use are these Velcro straps. You can get them in any hardware store. They're quite easy to use, and you just put it round your cable, tighten that up, wrap it round, and you can put these one or two on your stem. Generally you find one's enough, and it just keeps that cable from shaking about too much. You can use cable ties as well, they're just as good, and just cut off the tail end of it once you've got it on your stem, and it stops that rattling about too much. You can put them up the stem as well. The other reason for getting chatter on your AT Pro is mineralization. Sometimes, like when you're on a sandy beach, you'll get black sand which can be heavily mineralized. The same when you're in a trashy area and you're doing a search. Just turn down your sensitivity just here in the middle, just by a couple of notches. Now you will lose a little bit of depth when you're doing that, but I think the benefits outweigh the losing the depth. So just turn it down 1 or 2 notches and that should cancel out that chatter, unlike that little bird. Now if you're not getting rid of the chatter doing that, another thing to do is reset your detector totally, and you do that using the power button. You hear that double tone, and that's you reset your detector. You can also do a manual ground balance, just in case when you ground balanced it and you move to a different area and you get a bit of that chatter coming in. And all you do with your ground balance is you press your ground balance button once, your ground balance number will come up on the screen, and then you use your notch, plus and minus, to take down your ground balance as many times as you feel necessary, or until that chatter disappears. And then all you do is repress your ground balance button, and that saves your settings in your machine and you can carry on detecting. Now another thing to try is your frequency. You may find that another detectorist is near you and they might be on a similar frequency and you're getting a little bit of interference. Similarly, power lines, trashy area, try changing your frequency. Now to do that, to change your frequency, you just hold down the center pinpoint button and then scroll through using your sensitivity plus and minus, and that'll take you to frequency 4, 3, 2, 1. There's 4 different frequencies on the AT Pro and you can scroll through each one, and as soon as you let go, that's you saved it into the machine, and then you can continue with your day. There is one drastic thing that may have happened, and that is that your AT Pro coil is actually damaged. It's got a crack or something wrong with it. What to do if you can, if you've got a spare coil, change the coil out, see if you're getting the same problem with the chatter. If you don't have a coil yourself and you know someone that does, ask if you can borrow it, change the coil, see if that fixes the problem. So remember to check all those settings and connections, and unfortunately if that doesn't work, then it could well be that it's your machine. Sometimes they get a bit loose themselves, a bit of damp gets in there and it could well be that your machine's not functioning properly. But before you actually send it away to try and get it repaired, try everything else, especially that reset button. That really does help, and hopefully that fixes the chatter for you. Thanks very much for coming along and watching this video. I hope it's helped you with the chatter on your AT Pro, and hopefully you'll come back and see me again. I've got plenty of other videos, lots of treasure hunting, bottle digging. Hope to see you again. If you're not a subscriber, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe over here, and I'll see you again. Thanks very much. Take care, stay happy, stay safe. Bye for now.